Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I'm making a 3-flour pasta. Instead of 2 or just 1, I'm going to mix 3 of them together. First off, I'm taking my vegetable stock, putting it in my pot. I'm going to have to add cold water. That's not enough. And whatever I have left over, we'll just pour it out into the yard or the garden or someplace, but it'll go somewhere. I have a big yard, so I will put it away. Of course, every animal is enjoying it except me. And I'm going to pour some of my gelatin in here to make sure we get those for our joints. About a tablespoon, I guess. Okay. Now I am going to add 1 cup of all-purpose. Level it off. If you don't, you'll be sorry. Because you will end up, if it's not the right consistency, you end up breaking your machine. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of whole wheat. And then I'm going to add 1½ cups of semolina. And you're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. As well. Right back. Okay. Turn it on. When it comes to a boil, turn it down to simmer till you get your pasta done. You're going to have to beat these eggs thoroughly. Now you're going to add cold water till it reaches the 2-cup line, which I've shown you. So that has to go up to that 2-cup line. You see it? You don't want the bubbles to go there. You want the liquid to go there. Some people measure and they take when the bubbles get up there. You don't want the bubbles to get there. You want that solid line. You see, you have the bubbles, and most people will measure there, but you have to get that solid up to that line. And that's how you know when you get there. Then you'll have the right measurement for the machine. Now, you can use the fettuccine or whatever one you want to use, but I'm using the spaghetti today. This is going to be running for about 3 minutes, just doing what it has to do before we get around to making spaghetti. So I'll be back. Okay, it started. I already cut off the pieces that were dry and not mixed well. Now we're just going to let this do what it has to do. See, it's coming out very nicely. Now you can make your spaghetti as long as you want or as short as you want or whatever. How long am I going to make it? I have no idea. I just look at it and then I flip it. But this is what I'm going to be doing for about the next 20 minutes while that is getting hot. I've got everything going. I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to show you how nice the machine did it. See how nice it did? Now, we're going to turn this up because it started boiling ahead of time. And like I told you, you have to be aware that homemade pasta cooks a lot faster. It's not dried, it is literally fresh. Now as those meatballs sit, they're getting more spicy, so they're going to be a good spice. So I'm thinking of putting grating Romano and Parmigiano. I'm putting them both in on top of this. Because I know cheese, I added some more butter just to take the heat out. Now, we're going to bring this to a boil. Probably it's hot. And I'll get a bowl for this. Did I use it already? Yeah, it should be able to fit in here. Now some people like to take their sauce and toss the spaghetti, but I'm going to use oil. Now I was saying oil's bad for you, this is bad for you. Sure, they're using chemicals and stuff. Of course, everything you eat is going to be bad for you. unless you take great caution and start doing things yourself. The more you depend upon the businesses to cook your food, instant food, jars and cans and stuff, the more you can look down the road to poor health. You know, that isn't something I like to say. It's becoming a fact of life. I'm just gonna open up and put some of these pieces into the water. Waste a little less than 1/4 of a cup of flour. Wow, that's hot. No, this is not going to need a bigger bowl. I know you're seeing everything going around you. That's just because I'm trying to clear up an area. There, I feel like I have room to breathe. Isn't that beautiful? It takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of time, and understanding what you're doing in the kitchen. And you can make some very unique dishes. When your family comes to sit down, they're going to be so happy. And they're going to tell everybody, my mommy, my wife, I mean, you've got the best advertisement you could ever have is the family. In my short time, I'm not 100, I'm only 71. I remember they said the one thing that killed everybody was heart attacks unless you had an accident or something. Oh, I gotta get one of these. They are so hot. Come on, I'm gonna take one of these. Oh. There, go in the pot. Now when you look at it, you wouldn't even guess I added a half a cup of wheat chicken in. Isn't that amazing? I'm finding out that semolina, if I mix it with other flours, pasta holds together better, shapes better. If I don't use semolina, they sort of fall apart. They don't look as nice as they should. Now I don't know how Einkorn, I'm going to have to use 100% Einkorn for people who have trouble with pasta. I think that's the grain that they use for people who can't handle regular wheat. Notice I'm throwing it in the bowl. It's too hot. But you have to taste it. I don't like my pasta soggy. I don't mind having it a little on the chewy side. I have no problems with that. I can't wait to try to make my own mozzarella cheese, because I can make the ricotta and then the mozzarella. Then if I can make the pasta with that other machine, the lasagna, I look forward to making lasagna. Because I have a book that shows me how to stuff different pastas and the combinations with cheeses and herbs and stuff. So I look forward to it. Like I told you, I have a lot of cookbooks. I am not kidding. Now, I'm not going to run this under water. I will not. I'll add oil to it or some sauce. You could do either one. But I would be throwing nutrients down the drain. And most people do that so the pasta stays separated. If you add some oil to it, it stays separated. You add some of the sauce that you're going to be, you know, whatever you're going to be putting over this, it does the same thing. As soon as you run water over it, you're running nutrients down. And if you're using what's in the store, you already know you've lost. Come on, I knew you were there. I was looking for you. There's another long one that doesn't want me to get it. Since I made the pasta, I'm not wasting it. Okay? When you make it, you're going to get every bit out. Okay, here's our pasta. I'll pick you up so you can see better. Is it Snow White? No, it's not. And you know what? I don't care. At least I know I have flavor and it's full of nutrition. So I can deal with that. But I can't deal with this poor health. I was talking with a friend yesterday. He said, I can cook, but I'm no baker. I laughed. I said, that was my maiden name, Baker. And he started laughing. He said, well, you live up to it. He says, every dish you make, I get so hungry. But I have good friends. We can talk. We just have a good time. You don't have to get drunk. We don't have to go drinking and partying. When you get older, you get to have those lovely conversations and talk about things. So this is done. Homemade pasta. Take care. Bye-bye.